What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Alright, so today we're going to talk, it's going to be a big talk video on the Traxxas Rustler here. So currently I am tearing it apart, basically down to the frame. I got about halfway. As you can see, I pulled off the transmission and all that. And I am going to basically explain what we're doing with it. So this was a stock two-wheel drive XL5 Rustler, and I am converting it to be the ultimate race truck, but also be able to go bashing. The theme for this thing, or name, I guess if you want to call it, it's going to be called the Bustler. The reason I'm calling it the Bustler is because it's going to be like a basher, but also still have that stadium truck feel to it. So it's going to have a higher suspension travel, more setup for bashing, but also be able to go around the track no problem at our local hobby town. So what I'm going to do to this thing, it's not going to be cheap, guys. It's going to take a while. I'm working on saving up money for her right now. So basically what we're doing is we're taking a stock XL5 Rustler, like I said, and we're making it a ultimate bash truck. So what I've done so far is I have completely pulled apart the transmission. So as you can see, bearings for the transmission, all the gears, the idler gear shaft, spur gear, slipper clutch assembly, the whole differentials pulled apart, which is what you see those four sun gears there, or two sun gears there for, and then the planetary gears there. The camera's like really out of focus, but anyway, that there, this is the diff case. Now when I put this back together, I'm not going to be using the diff case, or the stock diff case I should say. I'm going to be using a hot racing one. Also, I'm not going to be using the stock plastic transmission case. I'm going to be in the RPM hybrid gearbox. Tires, I'm going to get racing tires for it, obviously, so I can just swap up my tires when I go to the track, or when I go to bash. I'll probably get some, I don't know, Proland trenchers or something, or Super Swampers, something pretty big. Over here on the desk, throwing stuff on the floor, I guess, you can see I got the, actually right now I have the studded tires on there because currently where we live it's winter and I did have it running, so I was kind of messing around with it there. But I have the RPM A-arms on there. I have the I'm not even sure what shocks those are. They're like 20 bucks for all four off of Amazon. Now if you buy these, you will need, shock oil, and I will put all the links to the shocks, the parts, and everything I mentioned in this video in the link down below. And if I do miss anything, guys, just let me know. So, cause it's a lot of parts. I think it's like 17 or 18 things. So, but it's gonna be worth it. Like I said, this is not gonna be a cheap build, but it's gonna be one heck of a car. So, even the chassis, guys, I'm replacing. I'm not using that chassis. I'm getting the aluminum Integy chassis. Comes with like an aluminum base, basically, and then it comes with a carbon fiber upper chassis, and a whole bunch of other gadgets and things. We'll look at that once it comes in a few months, because like I said, I gotta save up a lot of money to get all this. We're not going to be using the stock spur gear. We're going to be using a aluminum 73 tooth. It's going to get a Sidewinder 4 in it. 4. There we go. And it's just going to be a completely overhauled Rustler. It's going to get all RPM A-arms, RPM basically throughout the whole thing. Aluminum shock tower. Not sure what we're going to do for the front. Actually, I'm probably going to go either RPM or into G aluminum, but I'm leaning more towards RPM because plastic is better for bashing and it's solid enough for racing. And then as far as like receiver goes, I'm going to be using I want to say it's a Fly Sky or just a cheaper off-brand, if you will. But I mean, it's really not that big of a deal because it's still good. It's waterproof, so this whole vehicle will still be waterproof, and I will not be using the receiver box or anything like that. Body goes, I'm going to get the J Concepts Chevy truck body because I personally am a Chevy guy. And we're going to get all stainless steel hardware for it, so no more of these Phillips screws. Just make it perform like the ultimate truck. We're going to get the Traxxas aluminum caster blocks. Now I have a stock one here, and I have an RPM one here, as you can see. So I mean, technically that's an upgrade already, but the caster blocks I have on there are from my old parts collection, so they've gotten their use, and I'm just going to get aluminum ones, but I'm still going to use RPM's plastic steering knuckles, only because if you have a plastic caster block and then you have a plastic steering knuckle, that way when you crash hard, it won't bend the suspension pins that are in there and then cause, the arm to pop out or when the caster block breaks, because the caster block won't break if it's aluminum, hopefully. As far as drive shafts go, I'm going to look at CVDs, either by Integy or probably MIP, which are pricey. Everything for this truck is on the higher price side, but I really don't want to have to invest any more money in fixing parts for this thing, so I'm going to do it during the winter, get this truck ready, and then next it's pretty much Christian's turn. So I am going to put a list up of all the parts that I'm going to be using for the Rustler build, and I'll be back after that. Alright, hey guys, so as you can see, those are all the parts I'm going to be using for it, and that's really all I got. One thing I forgot to mention when I was talking is I'm going to be replacing the stock servo and the stock bell cranks, and I'm also going to be replacing everything with bearings, because right now she's rocking bushings up front and both sides here and here. And then same thing with the front, or with the rear, I'm going to be putting bearings and bearings because we're still using bushings, which is not going to be good once we decide to put brushless with 3S in it. Another plus thing about the chassis is we can fit up to like 4S batteries in it. but the ESC can only take 3. But I mean, years or so down the road, we can possibly, we'll maybe even put 4S in the Rustler. Probably not, because even this thing on 3S is going to be ridiculous and hard to control. So, and then also, I forgot to mention, camber links are going to get replaced with the blue anodized aluminum ones from Traxxas. Really nice set. And then one other thing, guys, I just want to touch base on is the SC10 I bought used. I don't even know if I'm going to fix that. I might just sell it to my friend, get it a roller again, and then get that out of here, because it'd be cool to do it, but I'm not that humongous into racing, so if I might not even bother doing too much with that, putting too much money into it, because I'm really not going to be a huge racer. I'm more about the bashing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, guys. If you want to see more update videos like this, or you're wondering what happened to some of our other projects, let us know down in the comments below. And like I said, be sure to check out that for all the links and the parts that I'm putting in. They're all Amazon-based links, so you don't have to worry about not being able to find them, because it'll be all right there on Amazon. Alright, guys, that's gonna do for this video. Radio Control Hobbies out.